podcast. Live from Waterford and the Virgin Media Broadband Studio in Dungarvan, this is Waterford at 1 News.
Good afternoon, I'm Eimear McKeown. Today's top stories: 24 new jobs have been announced by Waterford-based technology company Spearline. Former Waterford councillors to receive retirement gratuities worth almost €179,000. A murder investigation has been launched into the death of a father of two in Dublin. And in sport, the Republic of Ireland gear up for tonight's Euro 2020 qualifier against Switzerland. 24 new jobs have been announced by Waterford-based technology company Spearline. The expansion at their global sales office in Arc Labs in Carriganore represents an investment of €2.9 million over 2 years. Spearline was founded by graduates of Waterford Institute of Technology and monitors phone numbers for audio quality and connectivity globally. CEO and co-founder Kevin Buckley says they plan to continue investing in the local economy by creating more jobs into the future.
We have 11 people here at the moment. Our plan is that we want to hire 24 people. What we're recruiting for will be all in the sales industry, is what we're trying to pull people in from. And we're going to achieve that because there's fantastic people here in Waterford. So if you want to work with a technology company that's expanding as fast as we can possibly go, you know, we're going to 150 people by the end of 2020, and we're going to have more growth behind that. So there's going to be huge opportunities for your growth and your career path here in the future.
Liam Dunn, Chief Commercial Officer at Spearline, is encouraging people to apply.
It's particularly nice for us, the fact that a lot of the people in our company went to WIT, educated there, and it's nice that we can come back and bring employment to the area that made it all possible in the first place. So it's a €2.9 million investment over the next 2 years, 24 minimum new high-end jobs, and it's a genuine alternative to a long commute to Dublin or Cork. And I just encourage people to take a look at our website, send in a CV and see what Spearline has to offer.
Taoiseach Simon Coveney says today is a key day if a Brexit deal is going to be struck. He was briefed by Michel Barnier at a meeting of EU Foreign Affairs Ministers this morning. The Taoiseach has warned talks could extend into next week, despite some optimism from EU negotiators. Simon Coveney said if a breakthrough is to come, it has to happen quickly.
There will not be negotiation of text at that summit. The EU is very, very clear on that. So if there's going to be a deal at this summit, well then the task force and the British negotiating team have to finalise text. And as I said, today is a key day in terms of being able to do that in time.
Meanwhile, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's postponed a meeting of his cabinet this morning and has spoken to the French President. Brexit Secretary Stephen Barclay's optimistic.
The talks are ongoing. We need to give them space to proceed, but detailed conversations are underway and a deal is still very possible.
Councillors in Waterford City and County who bowed out at May's local elections are to receive retirement gratuities of just under €179,000. Cha O'Neill will receive the highest amount of €65,700 after 40 years of service. Michael J. O'Ryan will get just under €34,000, Sean Reinhardt €27,700,000, Blaise Hannigan over €23,000, Siobhan Whelan €17,000 and Ray Murphy just under €11,000. Councillor Micheál Anglam is the chairman of the Local Authority Members Association. He thinks the payments are justified.
Anyone that puts themselves forward to become a local representative doesn't do it for the money that's out of it. They do it for their communities, okay? When you finish as a councillor, there is no pension. I think the wider public mightn't be fully aware of that. And I know there's ministers get massive pensions and that, and they seem to think councillors are getting pensions as well. No councillor, when you either lose your seat or retire, gets a pension.
A murder investigation has been launched into the death of a father of two in Dublin. The 31-year-old was stabbed a number of times on Loughlinstown Drive just after midnight during a fight between a group of men. The victim, who's known to Gardaí, died at the scene and his body's been removed for a post-mortem. Two men in their 30s have been arrested. These people live nearby.
I've lived here for 36 years. Nothing like that's ever happened. I was quite surprised going out to work at 6:30 this morning to see the Gardaí and the whole thing, you know.
It's very sad now for our area, so it is now. Well, you know, we're living here a long time now. I mean, see the like that on our doorstep. Two little children.
Waterford Council says they have not paid any protection money for its housing projects. Fine Gael councillor John Cummins questioned whether there are protection rackets operating on local construction sites. The High Court heard a claim last week that criminal gangs in Dublin were given up to €1,500 a week in return for leaving builders alone. Dublin City Council has denied it paid protection money and has launched an independent investigation. John Cummins wants to know if anything similar has happened in Waterford.
In light of, I suppose, the news in the last couple of days in Dublin in relation to protection money being paid to criminal gangs in relation to protecting housing sites, is the Executive aware of such a practice ever occurring here in Waterford?
Housing Director Ivan Grimes says the council has not paid any protection money for its housing projects.
In relation to the story, in relation to protection money, all I can say, Councillor, is that I am satisfied that we have not paid any protection money to anybody in relation to our housing projects, and I'm not commenting on it further because that's all I'm prepared to say, to be perfectly honest, that we have not paid any protection money.
A number of people in Waterford have lost money because of scams. Sergeant Brendan Roach from Waterford Garda Station says you should be wary of approaches from strangers and never share your bank or personal details.
People are either encouraged to leave their car unattended, somebody is looking for help and then they steal whatever's in the car, or they make an approach. It can be online, it can be an email, and we did have an incident again over the course of the summer where a gentleman was emailed from people purporting to be from a bank looking for his details, and again he lost money from his account as a result of that.
He says people have to be wary, and if you have any suspicions, contact the Gardaí.
All of these scams will appear over the course of the winter months, and people just need to be cautious in their cash handling. Obviously, if someone rings looking for details of your account, don't give them any details. Report the matter to your bank. And if you have any of these situations where you're approached in the street, don't engage with these people at all.
A mini tornado hit Stradbally in County Waterford in the early hours of yesterday morning. It landed during the status yellow rain warning, which was in place for all counties in Munster, including Waterford. A number of residents in the Stradballymore estate and the Ballyvooney area reported damage to their properties and unsecured objects. Speaking to Damien Tiernan on Daisha Today, Val Malone Grant says she was woken up by the tornado at 5:30am.
I heard these crashing sounds and I was like, my God, what the hell is that? And my teenage son came running into the bedroom to say that the patio door in the kitchen, the sliding doors, the window had smashed everywhere. And we could see that there was a trampoline up on my neighbour's dog's shed. Then I went out to the front garden and I saw that there was slate had shattered my windscreen.
She says it seemed to be confined to just a small area of Stradbally.
It's like as if it was localised to kind of nearly our estate, Stradballymore and the Ballyvooney area of Stradbally, because I was talking to someone later on in Dungarvan at lunchtime yesterday who lives over on another estate, and they didn't seem to be as affected.
WLR Sport.
First to soccer, Republic of Ireland manager Mick McCarthy says he doesn't understand the doom and gloom ahead of tonight's Euro 2020 qualifier against Switzerland. Victory for Ireland in Geneva would secure qualification for next summer's finals. McCarthy feels his side up their game in big fixtures.
Well, if you look at the way we've played against the teams, then that would be the case. Yes, of course, in Denmark and against Switzerland. I think the game against Georgia, quite clearly, everybody thinks we should go to Georgia and just win, and it adds a little bit of pressure, a bit of spice to it. It also gives Georgia that added incentive to beat us because they're pinned as underdogs. We've played better against the better teams.
Stephen Kenny's under-21s are also unbeaten in qualifying. They meet Iceland in Reykjavik with kick-off at 4pm Irish time. Waterford's Leo O'Connor says qualifying for the finals is the aim, and he believes they have a great chance to do it. The 19-year-old, who recently left Manchester United to join Celtic on a 4-year contract, says the depth of disappointment in the dressing room from the Italy draw shows how far they've come as a team under Stephen. History will be made in Fratherfield on Sunday afternoon as Balnacourty and Rathgormack will meet in the Waterford Senior Football Championship final for the very first time. Courty are back in the decider after a 3-year absence as they put an end to the Naira's reign as champions in the semi-final. Rathgormack last appeared in the decider in 2001 where they lost out to Stradbally, who went on to do 5 in a row. Chairman of the County Board, Paddy Joe Ryan, says it's a real novel decider.
Certainly good for the game, and they play an exciting brand of football. the weather was suitable as well. We'll be hoping that, the county final day will be a fine day as well, because, we need it, and we need a good football in the county too. We need a good county final. It's a showpiece of the football. I suppose Ballincourt deserve to win their game as well. So we have a kind of a novel pairing. Did somebody say today, meet before the county final?
No,
so it's a very, very novel pairing. So.
Ballincourt boss Peter Queally says it's great to be back in a football decider.
Yeah, it is. Really looking forward to it. We had the hurling final last year up against a very strong team in Ballygunner. Didn't go our way. This year I suppose we'll be going into a county final against a young up and coming Rathgormack team.
Throw-in is at 3:30pm and WLR will broadcast the game live thanks to George Corbett-Skoda with commentary team Tomás McCarthy and Jason Ryle. Ballygunner are basking in glory once again after lifting their 6th county senior hurling title in a row last Sunday. The Gunners captured their 18th title after a 124-115 win over Eastern rivals De La Salle in Walsh Park. Pádraig Mahoney fired 12 points while Desi Hutchinson shot 1-3 in a man-of-the-match performance. Gunners joint captain is Philip Mahoney, who said they were always expecting a strong challenge.
Yeah, well, we were under no illusions. That was the way it was going to be. It was going to be a massive challenger today. We've played with loads of the lads. We knew that they were eyeing this game up probably from, for the last 2 years even. They were probably beating the semi-final last year. We played them in the final year, the year previous. They're a great team. They're littered with super players all over the field and that. And there's great respect between the two teams. And look, we would have taken a point of victory today, but they really did push us hard. Tactically they're very well set up and that, and we kind of had to readjust a little bit at half time, and we're just happy to get out the right end and get the cup back.
The Gunners will begin the defence of their Munster Club Championship campaign on November 3rd with an away tie against Clare champions Sixmilebridge. That's the latest on WLR. Our next bulletin is at 2.